Hello everyone, welcome to chemistry class. We are here with part 2 of the chapter number 5, the language of chemistry. In the last class we discussed about the various symbols, how to write the various symbols of the elements and what do these symbols represent. In today's class we will continue the same chapter and we will move to the next form of representation or writing about the various chemicals. That method is using the formulas. In the case of the elements, as we discussed in the last class, when we are talking about elements we can use symbols. How to write the symbols? Different rules are there and we can apply them to write the symbols. Today we will learn the next part, that is here the formulas now. So in the case of molecules now, apart from the elements where symbols are used, now we will talk about molecules. Molecules, when we talk about them, and these are actually what? These are combination of different atoms joined together to give a particular molecule. And the molecules are represented using a particular formulas. Different formulas are there when we write the or represent any kind of the molecule. So the formula will give us, it will tell us what? It will tell us the number of the atoms which are present in a particular molecule. These atoms may be of the same element, also they can be of the different elements in that particular molecule. So basically, in short, we can also say that it is telling us how many atoms of which element have combined in the particular molecule. For example, just we'll take some examples. Like if we write H2, H2 is a molecule of hydrogen. So by this particular formula we'll get the information that it is having two atoms, and these two atoms are of what? These atoms are of hydrogen only. Similarly, if we write another example, if I write H2O this time, H2O is a water molecule. Now in this case different symbols you can see, H and O. Now below H you can see 2 is written, that means two atoms are there, but it is of what? Two atoms are of hydrogen, not oxygen. It is below, it is written near to H only, so therefore we'll write two atoms of hydrogen are there. And then next O, nothing number is not written, nothing else is written there, so we'll write there only one atom is there of oxygen. So based on this only, this is just an example how we can understand that formula is telling us what? It is telling us how many atoms of which element are present in a particular molecule. So that is what a formula is and how it is used. Now we'll learn about some more concepts related to the formulas. When we write these formulas only, we can count the number of the atoms, as I have already told, and this number of the atoms which are present is given a name, it is given a term. So we'll read this. The number of the atoms contained in a molecule is called what? It is called atomicity of that particular molecule. Same example now, H2, it is having two atoms, so its atomicity will be given a certain name. That is what we will be learning now. So here, first one, the molecules of nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, chlorine, even hydrogen also. All these you can see 2 is written at the bottom, at the right side on the bottom you can see N2O2 F2 Cl2, and in hydrogen H2. All these two atoms are there in each of these molecules, two atoms of the respective elements. So because each of these molecule is made up of two atoms, we will say all of these are diatomic. Diatomic means the atomicity of this particular elements is actually equal to 2. Atomicity, if it is equal to 2, then the substance or the molecule is called as a diatomic molecule. In the other case, now if the number of atom is 3 now, then what? Then you see this example of ozone. It is having 3 atoms. 3 atoms of what? 3 atoms of oxygen are present in a single molecule of ozone, and because 3 atoms are present, it is called as triatomic gas. It is given another name, that is triatomic. Next one, now we'll move towards the noble gases. Now what about the noble gases? Normally what is happening? Different atoms are combining, but in noble gases they do not combine. They prefer to be independent. They are stable. They do not react with anything. Even they don't combine with their own atoms. They always remain independent, or they do not participate in chemical reactions. And because of that only, all these helium, neon, argon, and so on, krypton, xenon, radon, all these are noble gases. All these do not combine, and therefore what we will say, their molecule will have only single atom only. Normally molecule is what? Normally molecule is a group of atoms, but in the noble gases they are not making groups. Therefore, for the noble gases only, which is an exception, we will say single molecule is having single atom only. It is not a group of atoms in the noble gases, and therefore because molecule is having one atom only one is there, that is why noble gases are having atomicity of 1. Atomicity 1 will give it a term of monoatomic. Mono means single, only one, atomicity is 1, therefore it is called as monoatomic. So three things we have learned about about the atomicity, that is monoatomic, atomicity is 1, diatomic, atomicity is 2, triatomic, atomicity is 3. That is example you have seen also of each of the kinds. Now we will move towards the next, that is P4. Here the atomicity is 4. Example that we are referring here now is about phosphorus. Phosphorus molecule is P4 and one molecule has 4 atoms of phosphorus, and because 4 atoms are there, it is called as tetraatomic. It is tetraatomic. And last one now, sulfur. Sulfur one molecule is S8 and it is having 8 atoms of sulfur. Because 8 atoms are there, atomicity is 8 and it is called as octaatomic molecule. So this is how we can classify the different atomicities, and based on these atomicities only, what we'll get the number of atoms present in a molecule. So that's all. One more concept you can also write, that is not given here, I think it is not mentioned here, but still you can learn that if the atomicity is more than 2, number of atoms we are counting now in atomicity, if the atomicity is more than 2, that is if the atomicity is 3, 4 or 8 atom, the particular molecule is triatomic, tetraatomic or octaatomic, then we can say that a particular molecule is polyatomic. Up to 2 atomicity we will not say, but if the atomicity is more than 2, then we can also say the substance is polyatomic. So that is all we have learned about the formulas and the atomicity that is obtained, that we get to know about from the formula only. Now we will move towards the part, that is the valency of the element. What a valency is? Valency in simple terms, it is the combining capacity of any element with other elements. Single element combines other element, but what is the ability, how many atoms of a single element can combine with how many other atoms, that only is called as valency. For example, hydrogen can combine with only one atom. One atom of hydrogen can only combine with one another atom of any other substance. That means valency of hydrogen is only 1, its capacity is only one of one atom to be accepted. So that is what we can say, it is combining capacity. Valency is the combining capacity of a particular element. We will take some examples also. Like here you can take, they have given about hydrogen chloride. Hydrogen one atom combines with chlorine another atom. So two atoms are there, they are joining together, and as a result of their joining, what will happen? They will form a compound called as HCl. HCl is a compound. So one atom one atom on the both the sides is coming. So hydrogen valency is 1, and because chlorine is also accepting only one hydrogen, its valency also is 1. So both are having valency of 1 only. In other cases the valency can be more also, like it can be 2, 3 or 4 also. For example, like H2O we take, one atom of oxygen, 2 atoms of hydrogen. Hydrogen here is accepting only one atom. You see in this particular formula now, hydrogen is accepting only one oxygen, because in this molecule only one oxygen is there. So if we talk about hydrogen in the water molecule, then hydrogen valency is 1 only. But if you talk about oxygen, oxygen has accepted how many hydrogen now? Oxygen has accepted 2 hydrogen. Oxygen ने 2 hydrogen के साथ में joining करी है. So because of that only it has combining capacity of 2 atoms. Hence we can say valency of oxygen is 2 in this case. So that is how the valency is changing. The valency can be 1, 2, 3 and maximum it can go up to 4. Like carbon is having valency of 4. Carbon combined with 4 atoms of hydrogen. CH4 is one example, compound होता है. It is a gas called as methane gas, present in the biogas also. So methane is CH4, one atom of carbon combined with 4 atoms of हाइड्रोजन, क्योंकि एक कार्बन एटम ने 4 कार्बन एटम्स के साथ ज्वाइनिंग की है. इट हैज कंबाइंड. देयरफॉर वी कैन से कार्बन इज हैविंग कंबाइनिंग कैपेसिटी ऑफ 4, और ऑल्सो वी कैन से वैलेंसी इज 4. बट इन हाइड्रोजन चारों हाइड्रोजन एटम एक ही कार्बन से ज्वाइन हुए हैं, तो इसीलिए हाइड्रोजन की कंबाइनिंग कैपेसिटी कितनी हो जाएगी? इट विल ओनली बी 1 ओनली. इट कैन नॉट बी मोर और लेस देन 1. So that is how we can determine the valency based on counting the number of atoms which are joined with each other in a compound. Just see the formula and you can easily find out that thing. So now we will see, based on this valency only some terms are going to come. If the valency of any element is 1, then we will say it is monovalent. Like hydrogen valency is 1, chlorine valency is 1, sodium valency is 1. All these are having valency 1. Potassium valency is 1. These are all called as monovalent substances. If the valency is 2, like in the example we'll take oxygen, sulfur, all these are having valency 2. Calcium is having valency 2. Zinc having valency 2. All these are divalent. Example simply I am giving just to explain. You don't worry about that. You just have to remember the term. Valency 1, then it is monovalent. Valency 2, it is divalent. And if it is 3, it is trivalent, and so on. It will continue tetravalent, and these 4 valencies only are there: mono, di, tri, and fourth one is tetravalent. That is not written here. Now if we put these valencies of the first 20 elements in a tabular form, then what we will observe? We observe a trend. If we put these elements in an increasing order, like this table you can see right now in front of you, then you will observe that first of all the valency will increase. सबसे पहले क्या होगा? Valency increases. After that what will happen? Again it starts to decrease. First of all valency increases from 1 to 4, and then again it decreases, and finally it becomes 0. 0 क्यों हो गई? 0 it is becoming in the case of noble gases. You see here helium, neon, argon, they are not combining with anything. इनके अंदर कंबाइनिंग कैपेसिटी नहीं है. दे आर नॉट रिएक्टिंग, क्योंकि इन्हें किसी के साथ कंबाइन नहीं करना है. देयरफॉर ओनली वी विल से कंबाइनिंग कैपेसिटी इज 0. वैलेंसी ऑफ दीज एलिमेंट्स इज 0. अदर देन दैट you can all see here valency 4 is here, carbon and silicon. Nitrogen valency is 3. Below that phosphorus is there, its valency is also 3. Oxygen and uske niche hai sulfur, all these are having valency 2. And next one fluorine, and below that chlorine, they are having valency 1. So like this you can see here. So whenever we are arranging these elements in increasing order of atomic number, then only we will see that what is happening. Valency first of all increases from 1 to 0, and then falls to 1, and finally becomes 0. In a same column, if you talk about top to bottom, in a same column you will find same valency. If you talk about the same column, hydrogen, lithium, sodium, potassium, all these are here in the same column, and all are having the same valency of 1. In the upcoming columns also you can see each one is having a fixed common valency. So this is how we can say valencies are having a significant trend if we observe that in the pattern of, if we arrange all these in the pattern of increasing atomic number. Next is helium, neon, argon. Already I told they do not combine, hence valency is 0. Because valency is 0, they are also called as noble gases. We will learn more details of this in 9th class. We will learn about this in periodic table. That is periodicity of the properties will repeat at a certain interval. इसीलिए इसको periodic बोला जाता है. At fixed interval the valency is repeating here. You see here in this trend is observed. What is that trend? जब lithium यहाँ पे lithium दे रखा है, and below that lithium sodium is there. So we will move from here forward. 3, 4, 5, 6 ये numbers are given. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and again when 11 comes, जैसे ही हम नेक्स्ट एलिमेंट जो लिथियम से नीचे एलिमेंट दे रखा है, जैसे ही वही एलिमेंट पे हम पहुंचेंगे, अगेन सेम वैलेंसी विल रिपीट. अगेन यू मूव फॉरवर्ड, एंड जैसे ही हम सोडियम से नीचे के एलिमेंट पे पहुंचेंगे, अगेन सेम वैलेंसी विल रिपीट, बिकॉज सेम वैलेंसी इज रिपीटिंग आफ्टर फिक्स्ड इंटरवल ऑफ टाइम, आफ्टर द सेम नंबर ऑफ एलिमेंट्स. दैट इज व्हाई इट इज कॉल्ड एज पीरियोडिसिटी. रिपीटेशन ऑफ प्रॉपर्टीज, it is what? It is repetition only. Valency is repetition of a property. Any property can be repeated. In this example, what is repeating is valency is repeating, repetition of a property at fixed interval. So whenever anything is repeating in the case of the properties, then it is called as what? It is given a name, that is periodicity. So that is all about the valencies. We have learned how to find the formulas. Now we will see based on the valencies in the upcoming video. You will learn this. One more table is given with the examples: monoatomic, diatomic. Already I have explained in the atomicity concept. That table only is drawn here. That they should have given earlier, but no problem. You can learn it from here. So today we have completed all the introductory part of the formula and about the valency. We will continue the same and we'll learn how to write the formulas. There is a significant method called as crisscross method. This crisscross method we will learn in the upcoming part. This will be our next topic of discussion in the upcoming video. That is all. I'll take a halt in this present video. We will continue the chapter next time. Thank you for now.